We're staying a while longer on this latest announcements by the National Executive Committee of the New Patriotic Party. Let's go over to Kumasi and engage Dr. Edward Brenya, who is a lecturer in history and political science at the KNUST. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. So how essential are campaign teams in prosecuting a successful election? Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So how essential are campaign teams in prosecuting a successful election agenda?
Good afternoon, and let me take this opportunity to greet everyone listening. Campaign teams are very essential in prosecuting an election because they become the management team. They look to the success of mobilizing voters, getting people out to go and vote, strategizing so as to ensure that first of all they're able to reach out to all sympathizers and supporters of the party, and also ensuring that the message the message of the presidential candidate gets down well to the people, sympathizers and voters. So they are very essential, as I said, because they are the management team of the campaign.
I'm wondering if there's anything special about the composition of this team that was just announced by the National Executive Committee. We know in 2012, for instance, that Peter McMenu was part of that campaign team. He's now the campaign manager. What is so different about this team?
Yes, I think that I don't have all the names of all the members, but as you just said, the chairman, who is also very important because he plays the lead role in some of the decisions that I take and strategizing that people do. And I think looking at Peter McMenu, I think Peter is an astute politician. He has a perspective mind. He understands the electoral laws of the country. He's an experienced politician. And I think one other advantage to Peter's chairmanship is the fact that if we look at the sort of accusation that has been thrown out there, Peter has not impeached with any of the sides, the perceived sides, whether we're talking about Alan Chamakin, Akufo-Addo, and you've also find out that he's not taking sides. And using the leverage to be able to reach out to people and sort of unite the NPP going forward. But I must also acknowledge the fact that Peter is not going to work alone. The composition of the team does matter. Those that are brought in does matter. I'm hoping that people that are sort of have been said to belong to other Alan Chamakin camp, that some of them will be brought on board so that we see a united team going forward. I'm also hoping that both the national executive and, more importantly, the presidential candidate will give these people the freedom, the leverage to be able to actually manage the campaign. Because if they don't give them, if they don't allow them the leverage to manage the campaign, then they will just be people who have been appointed but really are not working. And I think if that is allowed, then Peter and his team should be able to make a difference in managing the 2016 NPP election.
It's good you talk about unity because ahead of this very latest announcement, some political analysts had suggested that, for instance, people like Kwabena Agyapong be allowed to be part of the campaign team as part of fostering unity within the party. That clearly has not happened.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get your questions. I wanted you to.
I said it was good that you mentioned unity because ahead of this announcement, some political analysts had suggested that it was important for people like Kwabena Agyapong to be added to the campaign team as part of fostering unity within the party. That clearly has not happened.
Yes, I think that unity is of essence in going forward. As to whether, I think for now, NPP is being helped by Coming Your Own Silence. Kwabena has not openly come out to say anything, which is to the advantage of the party right now. As to whether Kwabena be actively involved in the campaign, the campaign is questionable. It is questionable because if Kwabena is not on board, it raises the whole question about why he was suspended, about his loyalty, whether if Kwabena could not assist the campaign as an executive member, what else would it do? What difference would it make? It will sort of carry some negative image on the executive. But I think that they can engage Kwama, not openly or not himself, may decide to play some role. But I think Kwama doing that will vindicate him, and it would sort of go a long way to prove that some of the charges that are brought against him wasn't really true. But it is very important that many as possible people are brought on board to create that unity.
All right, thank you very much. You had a political science and history lecturer at the KNUST, Dr. Brenya, helping us do some analysis of the NPP's latest campaign team that's been put together by the National Executive Committee.